Welcome to this short core series using our ball. If you're like me, you bought this ball when you were pregnant and now you don't really know what to do with it. So I've looked up some exercises and have been working on them for my core. So I thought I would share some today that we can do together. So we'll start just with an easy little warm up here, doing regular crunches, nothing too fancy. You can place the ball wherever you like on your back. The higher up it is, a little bit easier. The lower down towards your tailbone, a little bit harder it's going to be. So we'll start with an inhale when we're reclined. And as you exhale, crunching up. Thinking of our accordion, as always. Accordion's like opening when we lean back and then closing as we come up. And of course, the more you lean back, the harder it is. And hands can be wherever you like, if you like them beside you or supporting your head. Thinking in through the nose and out through pursed lips. Help turn on our pelvic floor and deep core muscles. Just 2 more here. And 1. Take a second if you want to sit up or stay down. Our next move is going to be a side crunch. So we really want to think our side waist here, doing that crunching move. So I'm going to start on my left side. So I'm going to have my right hand behind my head. My left arm is out long. And I'm going to try to reach my fingers towards my left knee, thinking left bottom rib coming towards left hip. Reaching up and then reclining back. Up and back. So kind of just thinking like you're opening that accordion and then closing our accordion on the side now. And every time you come up, drawing in that belly button. Just 4 more on this side. 3, 2, and 1. And I'll go right over to the other side. I'm trying to keep this kind of like a short workout today. I filmed some of these exercises for my Instagram just now, and I'm already feeling it from just doing a few reps of those. So now you're thinking bottom right rib towards right hip for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'm just going to sit up for a second, take just a little breather. Okay, coming back into this position. This is going to be our last move in this form. So again, you can be supporting your head if you want. Try to be centered on the ball. Plant your right foot into the ground, and then we're going to lift our left leg up to tables, or as best to tabletop as you can. Carefully lower it down. Transfer the weight to the left side, lifting your right leg up. Ooh. I'm actually going to have my hands, I think, yeah, by my side here. It's kind of like almost helping to stabilize the ball. And you might only be up just a little bit off of the mat. That is cool. The goal here is to try not to fall off your ball. I'm pretty much trying to keep your hips relatively level. Don't be looking around a lot like I am. Pick a spot into the horizon where your chin is slightly lifted off of your chest. Okay, we're going to do 1 more on each side. And then carefully coming up out of that position. I should have mentioned you're going to need a wall. That's why I am in this position today, near a wall. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of our low back, which is also our core, and our obliques again. So you don't really need a full wall. If you have like a couch or something, you could always just, basically something you need to prop your feet against. So you're going to come in kind of close to your wall here and tuck your ball in as close as you can, and then roll out. So I did that pretty gracefully actually. That's because I have lots of practice with this move. So my feet are kind of wide, slightly turned out position, just that's how I like it. Again, feel centered on the ball. I'm going to have my hands beside my head. You could also just do crossed arms if you like. but we're going to, actually crossed arms is kind of hard with the way the ball is here. We're going to bend at the hips. We're hinging at the hips and then lifting up. Hinging at the hips and lifting. So if you need to squeeze your bum to help, you can. This is also going to help your glutes and your hamstrings. And our neck is nice and long as an extension of our spine. So our head is just following what our back is doing. It's not leading the way. And just 2 more here, because we're going to add on. And 1. Okay, take a little breather. Our next move, if you want to watch it first, you can. It's going to be rotating side to side with our obliques. So we're going to start the same move. So you're going to bend down, come up. Now when you come up, you're going to take one hand and you're going to kind of like try to reach back. I'm almost trying to reach towards like the back of my knee. I'm not going to get all the way there, but I'm reaching so that I'm getting this side kind of crunch. Again, that right hip to right rib to right hip. And then bring my hand back, lower down. Lifting up, other side. Left arm reaches. And down. Oops. Take your time here. Again, try to kind of pick a spot and stare at it when you're going up and down. And our core is active. Getting those obliques working. Again, squeeze your butt as much as you need for that help. We're just going to do 1 more on each side, because this can be a lot for the low back. Last one. Take a second. Okay, I find these next ones really hard, so I'm going to give a couple options. This is the harder option. Your ball starts kind of close to my knees. I'm on my knees, but hip distance apart. You want to try to keep your arms as straight as possible for this one without obviously like locking them. So I'm going to inhale as I lean out. Arms are staying straight, and then exhale to help bring it back in. Inhaling, and I'm trying to keep a neutral spine and coming in. So I'm not rounding my back as I do this or arching. Leaning, and if you can go farther than me, do that. I'm still working up my core strength again. If you really don't like this and you feel like you're going to face plant, another thing to do is our plank rollouts. So you're kind of in this high plank position with your forearms on the ball, and you're just going to roll the ball forwards and then back. So it's like my elbows are going forwards away from my shoulders, and then they're coming back under my shoulders. Away and back. Try to keep your hips down. I'm just going to stay with this move for right now. For 4. And if you can do this on your feet, by all means, do your feet. 2, 3, 2, and 1. I'm getting the shakes. Roll it out, take a second. So we're going to do a similar move, but it's going to be like stirring the pot. So come to your high plank, or regular plank if you can do it on your feet. I'm on my knees. Again, I have my forearms here, and then I'm just rolling the ball around. Right now I'm doing clockwise. Make sure your shoulders are pretty relaxed. Obviously there's going to be probably some tension there because you're trying to keep yourself up, and we're going to do 1 more in this direction. And then when you get up to the top of your clock, reversing. So, I'm starting to cheat. I started lifting up my hips there. So try to keep your hips down. Think of that core. 2 more in this direction. Ooh, shaky. And last one. And then again, shaking it out, taking a break. Okay. So we're going to work our obliques, our sides again. This is again where the wall comes into play. This one can get tricky to get into. So if you need to take some time, definitely like pause the video to get set up once I show you how to do it. Because we won't be in this position for too long once we get there. So you want to make sure you're in a good position. So I'm starting with my feet. Actually, yeah, I'll start with my feet almost against the wall. My one foot's against the wall. And then my hip is going to go on the ball. And you kind of have to roll out. You can place your hand down to help you. Okay, so you can have feet stacked on top of each other if you like, or you can be staggered. It doesn't really matter which leg is in front. I personally like to have my top leg in front, and then the ball, like I said, you have to find like the right area for this. The ball is kind of on, like my hip is kind of in the middle of the ball. To make it a little bit easier, your ball would be up more, a little bit more towards your shoulder. Make it harder, your ball would be lower down with like less hip on the ball. Okay, so you want to think like you're in a nice straight line, hands beside the head, and we're lifting up. And again, you might do like one and be like, oh, I'm wobbling, and you need to adjust, so you can do that. And again, you want to think that you're kind of between two panes of glass. So you have a nice long body. And just one more here. That was hard. I was in not a great position, but I don't want to spend forever trying to get into it for this quick little workout. Okay, you're going to have to just see me go on the other side here because I don't really have another wall to show you. So take your time getting set up. Helps if you have something to kind of hold on to, like I have my reformer here. And again, whichever leg you feel comfortable. For some reason on this side, actually I have my feet the same. I now have my top leg backwards. Oh yeah, I'm in a better setup on this side. So you're thinking of shortening the top waist, bringing that rib towards the hip, and reaching long through the crown of your head. And again, you can squeeze your legs to help if you need to. Just 3 more here for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, one more move, and then just our little stretch. There is no graceful way of really getting into this position. We're going to do some plank, like rollouts and kind of pikes. So hopefully I stay on the camera here and I don't roll out. You're going to come down, put your belly on your ball. I'm going to have to kind of shove it under since I don't have that much room to play with here with the camera frame. And coming out into a plank position. If this is good enough for you and you just want to hold here and work on this, cool, do that. If you roll it out more towards your ankles, it's a little bit harder, which I think I normally would do, but I just don't really have the room. I would keep rolling forwards. I'll do a little bit more here. And then kind of make sure that the ball feels equal under your legs. And we're going to tuck it in and then roll it back out. Really think of your low belly tucking in and lengthening. Neck is long and shoulder blades are kind of drawing together. You're not locking your elbows. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then carefully roll back, get off that however is best for you. Like I said, I'm a little short on space here. Okay, so stretch it out. I'm gonna do a little roll back or lean over the ball, because that is safe for me and my neck. So the higher up your ball is towards your neck, obviously you have more support. If you don't want to drop your head, you do not have to. You can just kind of open up through your core here, stretch out your abdominal muscles a little. But if it's safe for you and your neck, and you want to just stretch over the ball, you can. It's almost kind of like wheel in Pilates or in yoga. And you can roll back and forth if you want. You could really just take wheel in yoga here if you wanted to, just kind of lift off the ball for a second. And then you can also just roll side to side. Sometimes this feels nice for the low back. I'm going to come up now. You can stay down there as long as you want. And then I'm just going to have a little lower back stretch here, because that was quite a bit for the low back, which is part of the core. And just kind of rest your head. You can do it between your legs. You can let your arms hang. You can stay still. I just like to always rock side to side. And then sitting up, and we'll just do some side bends here for those obliques, reaching and reaching. And you can twist it out if you want. Anyways, as always, thank you for joining me for this workout. If you enjoyed this and you want to see more of this ball, let me know. I normally don't really work out with it, but like I said, I have it sitting around and it's taking up space, so I figured might as well get it back out and use it again. So let me know if you liked this, and I will see you next time.